Okay, there's one last step to learning everything you need to know about the basics of data in a computer. So far, we've learned how to output strings and integers and how to store that information in a computer using string and integer variables. That's great, but now what if we want to get information from a user? So let's take a look at our program. It asks, "What's your name?" and I have programmed in to this program the name Mr. Odense, and that's well and good for me because I'm the programmer. I'm happy. But what if someone else wants to use this program? Well, they need to input their own name, not mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to look at these commands string in and integer in. And those commands ask the user to type in some type of valid text or number. Now it's important to focus on the type of command that this is. If you notice, string in is type string and integer in has a type integer. What does that mean? Well, if you look at all of these other commands, they're all void. Void just means it's a command that does something and it doesn't give you anything back. Like if I said, go throw this away, whatever it is. Let's say I gave you some trash, go throw it away. You'd go throw it away and you'd come back and say I threw it away, and I'd be like, great. But if I said, go home, do your homework, I'd want you to come and return your homework to me. If I said, what's 5 plus 3? I'd want you to come back and return an answer. So I'd want you to say 8. So when you use the command string in, the computer returns some type of value. So if this command is a certain type, you can think of it as being like a variable. It has a value. So in the same way that we can drop name into any place that that uses a string, we can drop the command string in any place there's a string. So if we drop string in there, when the program gets to this command, it's going to wait for the user to input a string, and it's going to store that value. We're going to return that value into the variable name. So let's run the program and see what we get. Alright, now notice we don't see everything we saw before. Why might this be? Well, let's follow the logic of the program. We started with show output window, and it showed the output window. Output what's your name? It did that. Start a new line. It did that. And then here it says set the string variable name to whatever the input is. Well, we haven't given the computer any input. I haven't typed anything in. So it's just sitting here at this command waiting. It hasn't gotten to the rest of the program. So let me type in a name. I'll put in Bob, whatever. And then once I press return, it's going to execute all of these other commands in the program. Let's see if it happens. Boom. What year is it? 2012. Hello, it's nice to meet you, Bob. Did you know it is the year 2012? 10 years ago was the year 2002. Great. Now, what happened here? I typed in Bob, and then Bob showed up again. Why would that be? Well, because look, if you're seeing it in your program, it's because you told the computer to do it. However much it might frustrate you at times, if there's a mistake, it's because you made the mistake. The computer isn't making the mistake. So let's go find the mistake. I don't want Bob there. So after I input the name, I store it in the variable name, and then look what the next line says. I'm going to output what I just inputted. I don't really want to do that at this point, right? There's no reason to output the name there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revise my program, and I'm going to take out string out, and I'm going to run it again, and that should fix the problem. So let's follow the logic of the program. Show the output window, what's your name, new line, set the variable name to whatever I type in. Great, Bob. Now when I press return, it's going to go to the next question and execute the rest of the commands. There you go. That looks a little better. I've still stored this information. I used it later. Hello, it's nice to meet you, Bob. How does the program know I'm Bob? Because I typed it in. And that looks a lot better. There's no reason to output that, that value right after it. So whenever you use input, you might have to revise your program. Now let's do the same thing with what year it is, or what year is it. All right, what year is it? Start a new line, and then set the year to, instead of typing in a value, I want the user to type in a value, so I'm going to put in integer in right there, and I'm going to set integer in, or I'm going to set year to whatever the input is, and just like, well, I'll show you. I'll run the program, and now the program should stop in two places. It's going to ask me, what's my name? All right, I'm going to say Bob. What year is it? Notice when it gets to what year is it, new line, year equals, and it's just sitting here waiting for some type of input. And I'm going to put in a year. Let's say I put in 2009. All right. Now when I press return, notice I still have this command integer out. So it's going to echo what I've inputted. See, I don't want that. So I'm going to remove integer out. I'm going to revise my program to make it look a little better. And look what it says. Hello, it's nice to meet you, Bob. Did you know that it is the year 2009? 10 years ago it was the year 1999. All right, well, you put in bad information, you get bad conclusions. So let's exit out there. Let's revise it. Integer out, take that out, and now our program looks nice. All right, what's your name? Oh, let's pick another name. I don't know. Beyonce. I like Beyonce. What year is it? Let's put in, oh, I don't know. Let's do 10 years from now. It's 2024. And, hello, it's nice to meet you, Beyonce. Did you know that it is the year 2024? 10 years ago, it was the year 2014. Oh, did I say 10? Why did I do 2024? I meant 2022. Whatever. It's late. I'm tired. Okay, so that's how to use string in and integer in. Now, why don't you revise your program so that it asks the same questions, but you can input your answers instead of what we call hardwiring or programming them into the program. And then have one of your friends in class use the program and, again, be as creative as you want. And good luck. Oh, and once you're done with this part of the project, you can move on to the second part, DataBasics 2, where you will create your own database, kind of like SchoolMax, a simple version of SchoolMax. And that should be a little bit more exciting, I hope. Good luck.